report at the 911 center about an explosion here.
Glass just shattering and flying through the house. It's like a bomb went off. The ceilings are caving in and the ceiling fans are falling out.
It's insane.
We have a fear of a secondary explosion, and we need y'all to get out of the area.
We know that this is a very powerful blast.
I say, oh my God.
The debris area is about at least a quarter mile.
Every step you're taking in the house, you're walking on glass.
I woke up, there was glass on my face.
I mean, it's bad.
Breaking news at 4. At least 2 people are dead after an explosion at a manufacturing facility. That plant is located in a residential neighborhood in northwest Houston.
Yeah, it seems like the entire city of Houston was jolted awake at right about 4:24 this morning.
That boom was an explosion there at the Watson grinding facility on Gessner Road.
And we're learning more about what happened about every hour or so. We're getting new information today. Here's what we know so far. 2 people died. Police have not released their names. Watson is a manufacturing facility working with chemicals, but hazmat crews are not concerned about air quality right now. Firefighters searched nearly 200 nearby homes for more victims. Almost all of those homes are damaged. Some of them are unlivable. The explosion was so powerful, investigators found debris about a mile away from this plant. If you find any of it near your home, don't touch it. Just call police.
The KHOU 11 news team is spread out across the blast zone. We are verifying what is true and what is just a rumor. We're also talking to residents about the damage done to their homes and digging into this manufacturing company's safety history.
We're going to start all of our coverage here with Jason Miles and what we know so far about the investigation. Jason?
Hey there, guys. I'm standing about a half mile from the explosion site. It's south of where I'm standing here along Gessner. You see Memorial City in the far distance. This is where officials confirmed this afternoon 2 men died this morning in that explosion. All indications are they worked at the facility that was destroyed. HPD, HFD, the ATF, others held their latest news conference earlier this afternoon around 1 o'clock, saying the situation has basically moved from response mode to recovery mode. Debris from the blast, including human remains, sadly, have been found quite a distance from the facility that blew up, possibly due to some sort of chemical leak. About 20 people have been treated for mostly minor injuries, including one man who was in a pickup truck in the area when the explosion occurred. As for the 2 men who died, Houston Police Chief Art Acevedo saying they're in communication with their families.
Probability being what it is, we don't have any other people that are looking for their family members. Their vehicles are here. You connect all those dots, but you can't say until you definitively identify them that it's 100%, but we're not in the business of keeping people false hope. And so the probability of that not being the 2 male Hispanic employees are pretty slim.
Chief Acevedo added that one of the victims has a son in the Marines who is trying to get back home from Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, but the Marines need some official confirmation of the father's death, which of course may take some time. In addition to local agencies, the ATF bringing in its national response team to assist in the investigation, which could last for days, if not weeks. I'm told 199 homes, so about 100 homes, have been inspected and have damage ranging from foundation damage to broken windows and doors. We, of course, have crews right now surveying damage in those neighborhoods. Meanwhile, this stretch of Gessner between Gennard and Clay roads will remain closed to traffic for the foreseeable future, and only people who live in the homes in the immediate area, 2 neighborhoods specifically, will be allowed past a police perimeter. That's the latest from here. We'll send it back to you for now, Rika.
All right, Jason, thank you so much. And as Jason mentioned, Houston's fire chief estimates about 200 homes near Watson grinding were damaged in some capacity, but some are in such bad shape they aren't safe to stay in. Adam Bennett is on Bridgeland Street, directly across from the plant where that explosion happened. And Adam, neighbors invited you inside their homes to take a closer look at that damage.
That's right, Reka, and a number of them have now salvaged what they could from their property and left. Their properties, several of the closest ones to this facility, just a couple hundred feet away, they are taped off because they're deemed unsafe after a blast that literally shook thousands of homes.
4 or something. I was sitting here drinking my coffee, getting ready to go work.
Then Chris Santif felt it.
Glass just shattering and flying through the house, and it's like a bomb went off.
The blast blew out his windows, caved in his walls and ceiling, and caused structural damage throughout his home.
You know, the really sad thing is we just booked a trip to go to Cancun on our 50th anniversary in March and that, and now, I don't know.
Other homes had fallen ceilings, walls pushed out, front doors split, and garage doors detached. Firefighters went door to door, suggesting families leave, but not forcing them to.
I'm not taking any chances. I'm taking them with me.
I am personally leaving because I can't really stay in my room, but my parents are staying here.
Those living closest to the blast had no choice. We talked to this boyfriend of the woman who lives in this home directly across the bayou.
Inside, everything's gone pretty much.
Others still allowed in their homes.
You can't lock the front door. They're going to have to get a new door for the front door itself just to get it to lock.
Already starting to rebuild. And besides contractors, we've also seen city inspectors, insurance adjusters, and the Red Cross out here. And literally just about 2 minutes ago, Houston Police Chief Art Acevedo and Houston Fire Chief Sam Pena just showed up as well. Reka?
All right, Adam, thank you so much.
There are a lot of questions about this explosion. Cheryl Mercedes is joining us now to verify. Cheryl?
Yeah, Russ, there are a lot of questions. We are here verifying these answers for you to confirm what's true and what's not. We're going to start off here with whether or not this was a criminal act. Lots of people are interested in knowing that. Well, right now, we can't answer that question for you. The police chief says he believes it is not a criminal attack or a criminal effort, but until this investigation is 100% complete, he will not say for sure. Residents not being allowed in their homes. Well, we've told you residents are being allowed back into their homes. In fact, the police chief said this afternoon he's encouraging those residents to come back as soon as possible to secure their homes, board their windows, and take what they'd like to take with them. But they are doing 24/7 patrols there to watch out for looters. So if you do go back to your home or neighborhood, make sure you have some kind of ID to show that you do live there, because if you don't, they won't let you in. And finally here, donations for residents. We can verify that that is true. The Red Cross is helping and donations are being accepted at the Duncan YMCA. We are looking to more questions you have, and we'll be back here at 5 and at 6 to verify that for you. Russ?
All right, Cheryl, thank you. If you have any questions about the explosion, reach out to the KHOU Verify team. We are standing by to separate fact from fiction during breaking news.
Just ahead, from broken windows to roof damage, our Ron Trevino will give us a look at the damage caused to nearby businesses.
And our investigative team today digging into Watson Grinding and Manufacturing's history, including some past accidents and safety violations. We have another breaking news story here at 440 today. A suspected case of coronavirus, but this time it's in Waco. A Baylor student is getting tested right now for the virus. We'll have much more on this story coming up here in about 20 minutes.
We continue to follow the fallout from a deadly explosion at a Northwest Houston manufacturing plant. The early morning explosion killed 2 men and destroyed several buildings in the area, including those on Gessner Road. Drone 11 is giving us a better look at that damage.
And Ron Trevino is near the blast zone for us now, talking to other business owners about that damage.
Well, Russ, it's been a day of cleaning up and talking to insurance people for the folks in this business strip. It's on Clay Road, just a couple of blocks away from where the explosion took place this morning. This center has 10 businesses, and they all have some form of damage: broken windows, roof damage, and garage doors that are now bent out of shape. And one of the businesses had surveillance cameras rolling when the explosion happened early this morning. Dramatic video of insulation, glass and roofing material falling onto cars in this auto shop.
Yeah, we live here like in the neighborhood behind us. Our house is like worse than this. Yeah.
Nobody got hurt?
No, no one got hurt.
So this business owner being hit twice because he lives nearby. He's got damage to his home, damage to his business. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll hear from more business owners, including a man who owns a Corvette shop right across the street from where the explosion took place. He figures he lost about $1 million worth of Corvettes. That's coming up at 5 o'clock. Live in Northwest Houston, Ron Trevino, KHOU 11 News.
All right, Ron, thank you. Wow. So what do we know about the business that exploded this morning? Well, it is a manufacturing facility that uses a plastic that's called polypropylene, which has 2 ingredients, propylene and liquid nitrogen. Now, the fire chief says the chemicals are not leaking. I talked to a doctor this afternoon about any health concerns.
Haven't seen yet any of the reports of what the air quality readings have been, but there is likely not to be a long-term health impact due to the short-term exposures.
Police say that 18 people did take themselves to the hospital, though, after the blast with breathing problems and cuts.
Investigative reporter Jeremy Rogalski found a number of accidents and safety violations in this company's history. Jeremy, what went wrong and when?
Well, Reka, over the past dozen years, at least 3 employees were hospitalized, and 1 safety violation we found, according to federal records, posed a risk for fire and explosion.
On YouTube, you can get a look inside Watson Grinding and Manufacturing before the massive early morning explosion. A machine shop of heavy equipment, including these thermal sprayers, which add a protective coating to metal parts. Think of Teflon on a frying pan. The process uses flammable gases, and in 2008, federal safety regulators cited the company for not checking the gas system for leaks, exposing employees to serious hazards of explosion and fire. That violation and 3 others in 2008 led to a $10,250 penalty. In 2013, the company was fined more than $13,000 after an accident resulted in amputation. 2 years later, another amputation when an employee's finger got caught in a lathe. The latest accident on file at the plant occurred in June 2019. An employee was hospitalized from falling equipment. An 800-pound metal shaft crushed the worker's stomach.
Now, we also checked for environmental violations, any breaking of air or water quality laws. We found none of those over the past 10 years. Russ?
Jeremy, thank you. If you missed any of our coverage of the explosion in Northwest Houston, just go to the KHOU mobile app. We have links to everything that we've covered so far.